And welcome to the Raw.
No, he still get his ass whooped. He just positivity. I'm gonna do this. What's real life situation? You get your ass handed to you. And you just, I got to go now. Nah, fuck that. Get out of here.
It's another one of those that you're pretty sure is tucking something away by the end of the day. I mean, the woman, she makes Mark Henry look little.
Want good news, and if you want good reviews, you come here to It's All a Work. Yeah. Snap into a podcast. Shit. Hello, and welcome everybody to the podcast that you love to view. Welcome to It's All Work. We are on the heels of kind of a meh Raw, if I'm being honest.
Also, new intro. I like it. The hell?
Not the best Raw, not the worst Raw. However, it doesn't matter. We're gonna review it anyway. It is me, your boy, Big T, Hangy Mangy to the right. Will Drush should be here? I don't know. Who the fuck cares? Let's review some Raw. All right. So, as we've had in the past, we are going to. Oh wait, gotta adjust. Sorry, y'all. I had to build this really quickly. So things aren't going to look exactly the way that they do, but we're going to go through it. All right, so Raw tonight, right? At the beginning of Raw, we're going to see Nia Jax. She attacked Rhea Ripley on her way in. And we're going to find out later that she didn't, but Nia thought she took Rhea out the game for the night.
Nobody takes Rhea out the game. Did nobody learn from Liv? Because, I mean, Liv took Rhea out so many times, and yet she kept coming back. Just kept coming back.
That's what I was going to say. Rhea didn't even learn, Liv didn't even learn from Liv, so.
Let's say. It's like that disease you just can't get rid of. That issue you just can't get rid of. She always going to be there, baby.
Like, you mean like the clap?
I didn't say, you can get rid of the clap.
I guess you can get rid of clap. Like herpes?
Ah, there it is.
There
That's
it
the
is.
one.
The herpes.
See, I wouldn't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
had to come to the STD expert over here.
All right, look, hey, ain't none of that going on. So we find out that Wade Barrett is filling in for Pat McAfee, so we're just gonna keep on slapping Corey Graves in the face, I guess.
I guess this was a punishment.
Yeah, you know what? I will say this. I feel more for Corey Graves than I do for Rey Fenix, if I'm being completely honest. We did a whole video on Rey Fenix and our thoughts. It was G and I, again, just G and I, doing a video on our thoughts on the matter. I'm actually getting ready to put it in the comments here. Get shareable link. Boom. Copied the clipboard. Let's go. All right. So in the chat, there we go. Right there. That is the Rey Fenix video. Our thoughts on the matter. Me playing devil's advocate. It's a pretty good vid. Pretty good logo, at least, on the front. I like it. But Jey Uso kicks off the show. Jey Uso and what ends up being Gunther kicks off the show. Look, I just want to say, when Jey came down to the crowd, through the audience, Dallas ain't got no damn rhythm. Damn if Dallas don't. Man, did you see that shit?
No. Yeah, it was awkward as hell. Still hype, but just awkward. I was like, all right, everybody Like,
Oh.
you saw the kid, right? You saw the kid. I was like, what the fuck? Get him off the screen. He clearly ain't got it.
Oh yeah.
Nah. I know the kid was living his dream though. He was hype as hell.
No, yeah, I was saying there were no shortage of hype people there. They're just hype white people ain't got no rhythm.
a rhythm single person in that damn building right now.
It makes me self-conscious of how I looked when I went to SmackDown and I was doing the yeet thing last year.
I'm pretty sure it was awkward as hell too.
I'm sure it was terrible. Luckily, the camera didn't look at me.
I wish they did. I wish you could have got the hard side camera of you like, damn, look at him. No rhythm.
Well,
they need to start doing fan cams.
Fan cams. Well, they do the sign cams now, which is pretty cool. By the way,
Yeah.
Jay's going to get straight to the point. I'm going to go straight into talking about Saturday night's main event. And Gunther's going to come out immediately. He's like, I don't even want Jay to talk. Whatever, I'm just going to come out. So Jay says that he's going to beat Gunther and hang the title in his bedroom, which, by the way, I found that fucking hilarious. He's like, I'm going to beat you hanging in my room.
I'm just going to hang it in my room. Like, damn, this is disrespectful as shit.
The crazy thing is Gunther, I think that broke Gunther for a second. You saw him laugh and he just like stared at him like, yo, motherfucker, what? Your room?
I'm just going to hang it I'm going to hang your belt in my room. He's like, what? What?
But Gunther says, look,
You're
man.
a funny guy. You're a funny guy, Jay.
No, he says, look, everybody knows that's not going to happen. He says that he was starting to believe in Jay, though. He said, I was starting to believe in you, and then I was looking forward to going against you. And then you came out here acting like a complete dork and looking like the company mascot. He says at this point, he might as well be going against Jimmy Uso, and that Jay has nothing to say because he never follows anything he says up with actions. He says that he only shows up when someone needs him, like Sami Zayn or Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes, and he says that just makes him a really useful idiot. He says that Jay's actions and words do not align, but his, meaning Gunther's, do.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought Jay was done after that. I was like, yo, Gunther just kind of torched you on the damn mic, down. Like, yo, that was rough,
dude. You know, I've seen people say that Gunther doesn't have any skills on the mic, and I'm telling you, Gunther has some hardcore mic skills. He cooks people on the mic.
He legit broke down Jay. Right then, I was like, God damn, say something. Defend yourself.
Right?
Yo, what up, Creation Guy Wrestling? How's it going?
Yeah. Creation Guy Wrestling says, sup, guys? Yo, man, what's up? What'd you think of Raw, man? How you feeling about it?
Nah, Gunther can cook on that mic. I don't care what nobody says. If you can legit break a wrestler down like that and basically call him an idiot, yeah. I love it. That shit was fantastic.
And the crazy thing, right? So Jay says the same thing he said last week, and that is everything that you said is right. Now the problem with this, to me, now if you're thinking full kayfabe and you're being a nerd like me, then you're thinking like, all right, so everything he said is right. So Jay thinks that he's only useful when someone calls on him. Jay thinks this. Jay thinks he can't win. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff like that. But what Jay decides to focus on is he says, he's right, man. I am the company mascot. In the WWE universe, they ride with me. And they slide with me. Mm-hmm. And at Saturday night's main event, they're going to be with me when I take that title from you. And he says, and guess what? You need to put some respect on my name, because out of the two of us, only one of us has main evented WrestleMania, and it ain't you.
And that's when I was like, okay, Jay flipped that shit back on track. Like, that was good ass promo work for both of them, honestly.
Yep.
Good ass promo work.
Yeah, Jay did actually give a good like promo back, which it's not surprising because Jay is also a good promo, but like when the way he hit with that fire, that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
So either way, this causes a fight, and Gunther starts it. He takes a swing at Jay because he doesn't want to hear that anymore, but Jay's going to finish this fight with a super kick. And a defiant Jay is going to hold the title after Gunther gets super kicked out of the ring. He holds the title, and then he puts the title right down in front of the ropes, as if to say, come on, man, you want some, come get some. Cross this line. Gunther gets up on the apron, but then he jumps back down, grabs the title. He's like, you know what? I'll see you Saturday, Oos.
Honestly, I think it would have been better if he would have put it in the middle of the ring. I ain't even gonna lie.
You're right, but then they would have had to go at it.
It would have been better if he did. Like, come on. Come on. Right here. Yo, right. That would have been it. I would be like, yo, shit cooking. Still good promo work, though.
Absolutely. I didn't mark the commercials. I didn't mark a lot of them or all of them, so if I hit a commercial or something you didn't see, let me know. But after this promo, we got the New Day in the back, and they walk into JBL and say that finally, man, someone that understands us. JBL, you understand about dropping people and dropping people that you have to drop to further your career and this, that, and the other. And I'm assuming that he was talking about Farouk back in the day. Because, I mean, that did happen. So, you know, it's funny.
You got to think of that age gap, though. Like, Farouk was he was an NWA champion.
Yeah, Farouk was at the end of his career.
Yeah, so, I mean, he didn't necessarily need to be around JBL. But JBL did take off once he did drop him, man.
True.
So, but...
Yep. But either way, so they drop the bomb that JBL is going to be on commentary, and the funny thing is JBL turns this around on him. He's like, yeah, man, you guys had to drop Big E. Big E with the muscles and the charisma. Man, just taking all the spotlight from you guys. Man, you drop him, and there's no way they can't look at you. Now they're forced to look at you. Right?
I guess. I was like, God damn. Everybody's just getting shit on today.
So this pisses off New Day, and they walk away. The crazy thing is, I thought JBL's involvement tonight was going to have something to do with Joe Hendry in some way. But
no.
But not at all. We're not jumping in that hard. So
let's say that's later on down the road. That is like Royal Rumble, maybe.
Fair enough. Shout out to Joe Hendry for winning the title, by the way, at Genesis. Cheers,
Congrats. Man. Congrats, man. We believe in Joe Hendry.
Either way, moving on.
There's that rhythm.
There's that rhythm. Yeah, you're right. So this was actually a commercial. We have Kathy Kelly in the back with Bayley. So this was pretty cool. So she asked Bayley about some kind of announcement that Bayley said she had to give, and Bayley says, "Oh yeah, I'm declaring myself for the Royal Rumble." So Bayley is now in the Royal Rumble.
And that she announced that she is on Raw now, exclusively, which I was so goddamn confused by, but...
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, just saying, I called that.
So who the fuck is on SmackDown now?
Bianca.
So are they making room for Charlotte? Is that what that is?
I mean, like...
That's insane.
Well, I mean, Becky's coming back to Raw. Bayley's going to Raw. It only makes sense that Charlotte goes to SmackDown.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's where the vignette was, right? It was on last SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. It was on SmackDown, yeah.
Yep.
So they were like, you know, it's too much star power on SmackDown. Bayley, you're gonna move to Raw. Charlotte, make space for the Queen, so her and Tiffany can have a storyline.
So, that's not. Yes, so it's that, and people in the chat, let me know what y'all are thinking too. But with Charlotte, there are so many actual matches waiting for her in SmackDown. So it's better to get rid of the horsewomen, because the horsewomen, if you have a Becky or you have a Bayley there, then they naturally gravitate towards Charlotte. But if all you have is, like you were saying, Tiffany, you have Bianca, you have Jade Cargill, like... You have just those three are amazing, but now you have Naomi, would be a great match. We're probably going to get it. So you have a definite 4 matches that Charlotte can already do in her run. That 4 matches, which I don't think we'll get all 4 this year, but those 4 matches could run her an entire year, 3 months, 3-month feuds at a time.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
You know, and just like Creation Guy was saying, put Charlotte Flair in the mid card title picture. No more world titles for Charlotte Flair. Well, I mean,
that ain't happening.
Well, and that's the problem. That's that'll be a hard sell because of how the machine works in WWE. But you're right. Chelsea Green and Charlotte would be a decent match. Now Charlotte wins that. Yeah. Like, in my opinion, Charlotte has to win that. But it would still be a very, very good match.
Does she? Oh, does she though?
What? Oh, jeez.
Does she win that?
I mean, you would think, but you never know. I mean, you got Piper in there, man. You don't know. So, but either way, yeah, Nia is gonna confront Bayley in the back during this promo. Says that she's gonna be the one to throw Bayley out, and Nia's mic was kind of muted, so she did say something to the effect of talking trash about Rhea and that she's gonna go to SmackDown and do the same thing to Tiffany or something like that. But Bayley basically says, "Look, if you're about to do something, or if you're about it, do something about it." And Nia says, "You know what? I'll just see you in the ring. How about that?" So that's gonna bring us to our first match of the night. That's gonna be Rey Mysterio versus Kofi Kingston. Xavier Woods in the corner. We do have JBL down at ringside. New Day comes out. They tell the truck to turn off their music and their video. Kofi says he's starting to get pissed off at the crowd, and he's tired of being disrespected. Then they go over to JBL, call JBL a fraud of a legend, and they take their money back from him, their $2 from him.
God damn, $2. $2 whole dollars.
And then Xavier says that Ray's about to get the brakes beat off of by Kofi, which I was like, bro.
You're about to get the brakes beat off of you. Like, shit. No, but the thing about the entrance, though, so they're not doing that music anymore. They don't want to hear that shit no more. So, are they going to get are they going to get new music, or are they just going to come out a cappella? Because somebody used to do that shit.
That is true. But I like what WWE is doing in general now. Right, there are a lot of wrestlers are coming out and cutting promos as they're walking down to the ring, and I think that is just chef's kiss in certain situations.
Right, everybody can't do that, but yeah, I'm alright with some of it.
Yep. So let's see here. What notes does your boy got?
Match was overall good, honestly. Like, Kofi showed the hell out.
He really, that's the thing, man. A lot of people don't think about Kofi being the world champion because Brock squashed the hell out of him, but Kofi is that tier. He's that level, and Rey Mysterio, obviously that level. They put on a pay-per-view quality match just about.
Yeah. It was some moves. Well, the only reason you forget about Kofi is because they've been booking him and Xavier to lose so fucking much in the past year, so it's stupid. It is real bad. So when he came out and he started doing all this shit, like, you saw the first 5 seconds of it, the movements, him getting on top of Ray in the back and him spinning around. I was like, wait a minute, Kofi, when did you start doing this shit?
Hey,
man,
man,
I forgot, like, oh yeah, he used to.
Well, that's the thing with some wrestlers too, is like some wrestlers, you're right, it's the way that they're booked. You know, if I'm a Braun Strowman, you can't spin around me. But like you put 2 wrestlers that are small like that together and can spin around each other, man, the shit goes crazy.
Right.
So, but yeah, so the one thing I saw in the beginning is it seemed like Ray was a little gassed in the beginning. I don't know if you caught that.
Man, Ray, I think he was high.
He could have been.
He was high again. Like, because the way his interest, when he first came out, it seemed like he was off of that, that moment where he goes like, yeah. It just didn't add up with the music, because normally he does it with the music, and it was just like, all right, a little off, but he might have, hey, legend, let him do his thing, He's still good when out there and perform, but yeah, I could tell something was up though.
Yep. Yeah, at one point he said he told Kofi to let him sit down. Instead of taking punches, he took kicks in the corner. And then he botched that one power. He botched the sunset flip power bomb, which I'm like, okay, it's a sunset flip power bomb over the ropes to the ground. I was like, anyone could botch that. That doesn't mean he's tired. But then Kofi went to do a power bomb, and he just did a front flip in front of Kofi and just landed on the ground. And I was like, all right. I was like, Ray's hurting right now. But the thing is he brought it back literally seconds later. Creation Guy says, can't wait to see Penta versus Rey Mysterio. It's going to be an instant classic. Hell yes, it's going to be an instant classic. I cannot wait to see it. They did it in Lucha Underground. I cannot wait for them to do it. To do it on a stage where more people will get to see them in WWE. It's going to be fantastic.
I just wonder, since we have a lot of Lucha Underground wrestlers here, are they going to run back a lot of matches?
They need to.
Like,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
I think it'd be cool. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. If Ricochet's punk ass is still in WWE, there's a couple of matches they could have ran back, but, you know, I digress.
Yeah. It's a shame with Ricochet, too, because I don't know if he'll ever be back because of everything that's happened, but we'll see. That's a conversation for another time. So, you mentioned this in our chat. The finish for this match seems to have a little bit of a pattern throughout the night. The finish is basically a roll-up, more or less a roll-up. Well, let's back up. So Rey doesn't get a lot of momentum going during this match. It's mainly all Kofi, and the reason is typical stuff. Heel tactics, right? And then Xavier Woods keeps getting involved. He does it one too many times, gets caught, ref kicks him out. That's when Rey's able to hit the 619, goes to drop the dime on Kofi. Kofi gets the knees up, and this is when Rey is going to go ahead and reverse into the basically roll up for that 1, 2, 3. And then that's your match. You get Rey going over Kofi.
Yep.
After the match, we have Kofi and Xavier attacking Rey. LWO comes up to make the save, and then the New Day pretends to run away, runs around, and shoves LWO into the post outside. They kind of get the last laugh as they walk away. We'll probably do that tag match next week. Was really surprised that JBL didn't get physically involved.
Hey, he's just there to commentate. He's more physically involved with Joe Hendry and TNA at the moment. I think he's just there for a show as far as WWE to kind of bring those two together. That's all that was.
No, fair enough.
At least for right now. Because, I mean, the New Day really didn't say anything off kilter from, for him to get involved, except, took $2 back. But
yeah. And the thing is, the truth really is that JBL is such a legend in WWE that, like, he doesn't need to do anything in WWE ever again. Like, and he doesn't have to do anything anywhere else either. But the other places are, I think, more fun for him. He goes around, he picks up a paycheck most likely, clotheslines the shit out of somebody. The crowd goes wild. Like, that's got to be a great feeling, especially when you're in the twilight of your career. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he's out there, he's making it. Like, this is side missions for him at this point.
Yeah, ain't no shade on him at all for it, man. Do what you do. I love it. So we're going to get a reminder trailer about Penta's debut and how awesome that was. And then we'll see Kathy Kelly in the back with American Made behind her at first. Chad's going to be hyping them up for something. He comes to the forefront and Kelly says, hey, what's going on with this or that? And Chad says, look, we all know I have a luchador problem, and I'm going to go to a luchador to get the solution. I'm going to go to Dominic Mysterio. Okay.
Luchador. Nah. Yeah, all right.
Then the Creed brothers jump in and they say, we're going to go beat the War Raiders for the tag titles. And Ivy Nile jumps in and she says, I'm going to get the women's Intercontinental belt. And I'm like, none of that's going to happen. First of all, I love the idea of American Made. I just want to say that. Them as a heel faction right now, they're not going to win anything. If they're ever able to go face, then they'll rule WWE. Because, I mean, of just what they are and who they are and how they wrestle. But outside of that, they're going to lose everything. Because they're just pompous. Their role is the pompous American. The pompous white American. You know what I mean?
Hey, speaks truth.
Yep. Creation Guy says, I have a strong feeling that Brock Lesnar will be in the Royal Rumble. I don't know why, but I got that feeling he's coming back at the Royal Rumble. I'm kind of feeling that too. I think he's going to be a surprise entrance. But there's also that thing where, like, he said that he has no want to come back, and really only Vince McMahon could bring him back. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you think, G?
He ain't coming back. I think he's done. I think he's had his role in WWE. It'd be a hell of a shock. It'd be a hell of a pop if he does come back. But honestly, it's like you said, he's done. I think he's done with WWE unless Vince somehow comes back, which I don't think he's coming back. Yeah. If without Vince, there is no Brock.
I tend to agree. People are. I've seen a lot of chatter of people saying Vince is coming back though in some kind of capacity. What's funny is somebody was like, "Yo, if Vince comes back, he's got to be a wrestler. Put his ass in the Rumble. Let him get his ass kicked." I'm like, "Bro, man's in his 70s."
Yo, it's like, look, it's like Punk said later on in the night. I'd be all right with that.
It's fair. All right, so then we're gonna move to Karrion Kross. This was probably during a commercial. In Scarlett in the crowd with Jackie Redmond, she says, "What's next for Karrion? Now that the Wyatt Six have left Raw." Karrion says he's done with them. Next question. She then asks about The Miz, and he says The Miz is on an assignment. Next question. And then Jackie says, "Where's your focus right now?" And he says, "Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Sami Zayn." He elaborates more on Sami Zayn, and he says that Sami Zayn is a liar and that he doesn't believe anything that Sami Zayn says. So I thought that was really interesting.
I mean, we'll see later on because I got some questions after what we saw. I got some questions. So.
Yep. And the thing is like, I like that Karrion is kind of like shimmying his way up the line here. You know what I mean? Like, Karrion's got a lot to offer, but there's so many big stars in his way, and he's just trying to shine in his own way. I actually have a lot of respect for Karrion Kross and what he's doing right now.
Yeah, no, he's good as shit. Dude's an actual badass too.
Yeah. There's this one video going around where some guy's like, "Hey, what color socks do you have on?" And he lifts up his pants leg, and and they're red and gray, or red and burgundy. Or I mean, it's burgundy and like a deeper goldish gray. And he's like, "They're Freddy Krueger colored because I'll kill you in your fucking sleep." And I was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like, God damn, man.
God damn.
Shit, he might actually do it.
Fuck him.
But that's going to bring us to, that's actually going to take us into our segment with Sami Zayn and KO down the road there. Let's see. Sami Zayn comes out. He says he's going to be in the Royal Rumble match. He says that he's been thinking about what he wants this year, and he arrived, and what he arrived at is that he's a good upper echelon, like 6 or 7 upper echelon superstars. He says he's one of them, and he's just as good as all of them, especially the ones who are in the Rumble. But the people who are currently in the Rumble and who are in that upper echelon have one thing over him, and that is that he does not have a world championship. And he's never held one. And he's like, well, I don't need it, but I want it, and I'm going to take it. That's when KO comes out. Now, I don't think anybody expects Sami to win the Royal Rumble. I guess you never know. But
you never know.
You know. Either way, KO's music hits. He comes out wearing a Bret Hart jacket. Sami says
savage.
Sami says he knew it was only a matter of time before he came out to confront him, and KO says, "Well, I'm not here to attack you, Sami. Even though you tagging with Roman Reigns did upset me, but then I understood why you did it. It's different because you have this history with Roman, and you forgave him. Just like you and I have history, and you forgave me. And I just wanted to come out here and tell you that I wholeheartedly believe that you can win, Sami. You can win, and you will win the Royal Rumble." And he says that Sami deserves to go to WrestleMania and fight for the title. And he says, look, we can accomplish one more thing together, and that is main event a WrestleMania against each other for the WWE Championship. He says that he knows that Sami will win the Royal Rumble because KO has Sami's back. And he says he knows that Sammy has his back against Cody, and he says that he knows if Sammy needs him, he'll be there because Sammy's his brother. And then he leaves the ring.
KO has the best character in WWE right now.
He
like he has the best character in WWE right now, like hands down. This story is just so complex and just it's randomly out there. I love it, man. Cause you would think KO, he's gonna come out, he's gonna confront Sammy, he's gonna beat his ass, whatever. Nah, he's like, I'm gonna play the friend card. I'm gonna need some help. And I'm like, really?
The crazy thing is I sometimes feel like KO, Karrion, and Drew are all playing the same character, just on different levels.
Mm-hmm. Different levels. It's levels to this.
I say it's pretty dope.
Yeah, KO's at the highest level at this point in time.
I agree.
Like, that character work is crazy.
I definitely agree. So yeah, and that kind of ends that. We're gonna go back to Kathy Kelly in the back with Sheamus, and he says that he's casting Braun aside and winning the IC belt on Saturday. Braun shows up and says that Sheamus is going to get beaten down, and he might as well just retire. Sheamus shoves Braun, and then Braun walks away laughing after the push, which is a dominance move. Creation Guy Wrestling says Randy Orton definitely coming back at the Royal Rumble. That one I'll give to you.
Yeah,
I see that happening. I mean, as long as he's cleared from injury, which I don't think he was even really injured. I think that the pile driver was at work and he was just taking some time.
Yeah, it was time away. Like there was really no injury report. Like really, Kevin protected the fuck out of him. There was no neck damage or whatever. But yeah, he took time away. So I think Royal Rumble's a good start date for him to come back. I think maybe he interrupts the KO Cody Rhodes match.
Could be. I can see that. And I can see that because the Cody Rhodes match will be before the Rumble. And if he interrupts, then Cody comes out and makes sure Randy gets out. And then that starts their feud.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, I could see that. So, we got Jackie Redmond in the back again, or back in the crowd, interviewing Ludwig. Pretty sure this was a commercial. And she asks if it stings knowing that Sheamus is going to go against Braun and not him. Ludwig says it's okay that he lost, but it's okay because he knows that down in his heart he'll become a champion. Thought that was a lame line. But he goes on to say he's not worried. He's not worried because there's no one to worry about. He says that he's not impressed with Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker, or Penta. He says he's going to go against Penta on his time, and then he just ends the interview. Which is crazy because Ludwig has been a good promo, and these crowd promos have been weird for almost every wrestler. So I don't know. Maybe they're telling them to go out and just talk without a script, like fully without a script.
Yeah, because the whole heart thing, I was like, that's not him. that's not him at all. He ain't supposed to have no heart.
Well, it was just like he was searching for something to say, you know?
Yeah, he was pulling. So I mean, I guess he made it work in his own way. It wasn't like a bad promo. It just didn't seem like a Ludwig promo.
Yep. By the way, this is going to move us to the second match of the night, and this is at the 1 hour in mark, by the way. I was very frustrated with this. But it's fine. They ended up bringing it back. We got Nia Jax versus Bayley. Couple things to note. Roxanne Perez at ringside.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess one thing to note. Roxanne Perez at ringside. So the match starts off normally enough. Then we get Bayley going to the outside with a dive. and she goes to talk smack to Roxanne, and Roxanne goes for a slap, and Bayley punches her straight in the face. Roxanne tries to jump the barricade, but security grabs her and carries her out while she does the AJ Styles, like, kicking and screaming kind of thing, right? She seemingly took out a fan in the process. I actually tweeted RIP to the fan that Roxanne Perez kicked.
That's fucking hilarious, though. I see that. So I'm guessing she took a boot to the face.
Yep.
Wow.
I was like, you imagine just being in the front row? I got front row tickets taking a boot of doom from Roxanne Perez.
Bow. Hey, you know what?
Yo,
this
calm
is
down.
how I get in.
Oh, God.
Look, no, I was saying this is how I get in, not in with relax. God damn, you're disgusting.
It just sounded like where you were going with it. My bad.
No.
But either way, the match basically belongs to Nia after that. She's going to use her power to dominate Bayley. She takes a cheap shot while Bayley's watching what's happening to Roxanne. Bayley's going to start heavily protecting her arm after Nia hits a botched leg drop on the arm. She kneed Bayley straight in the damn face. And that is the first of 2 times that a female wrestler gets smacked right in the face. I say we'll get to the second time later on, but she ate a knee straight from Nia, which has gotta suck. The arm becomes the focal point for the rest of the match. Bayley keeps trying to show resilience, hitting sunset flip power bombs on Nia into the post and following that up with an annihilator, which was hilarious. She only got a near fall from that, and Nia just continues to use that injury against Bayley for her advantage. Bayley does cool things like countering the annihilator, turning it into a power bomb, hitting her elbow for a near fall. But she keeps trying to figure something out, but Nia ends up hitting a Samoan drop, a senton, to an annihilator to win the match. It was just too much.
I ain't gonna lie, that in the sequence was fucking disgusting.
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie, that was impressive by Nia, and I know we're very critical of her here, but that was impressive. That was impressive as shit. Cause she caught her, threw her back, got on the ropes, boom, swanton, dragged her, boom, annihilated. And it was just without a hitch.
Yep. Bro, she pulled her
Good
heritage
shit.
out in those 3 moves. She said, bam, bing, bomb, done.
Hell, she gotta do what she gotta do, but yo, that sequence was fucking disgusting. I'm like, god damn. Oh, my back. Oh, my sternum.
You show me a Mortal Kombat fucking finish, and I'll show you that.
That's
what that was.
That's it. Yo,
She hit that senton, you heard, finish her.
Look, she hits the swanton, the back breaks. She hits the swanton, chest caves in. She does fucking annihilated. Everything just explodes.
Yep. So after the match, you see Nia trying to catch her breath, but Rhea's music hits. You can't take her out. So she comes into the ring to attack Nia. Rhea absolutely beats Nia down until security gets there, which allows Nia to do a giant splash to Rhea. And Nia destroys the security. Rhea, her ring post wasn't the same for the rest of the night. Like, she effed that whole area up.
Ring post is like this now.
Yeah. Rhea responds in kind with her own splash when security gets them separated and gets Nia back to the corner. The fight ends up on the outside, rearranging announcer table furniture. Security gets them apart, but leaves Rhea on top of the table. So Rhea's like, well, I'm up here. She does a cannonball, a rolling cannonball to Nia in security. She grabs the mic, gets on the announcer table, and she says, "You, me, war games!" And Wade Barrett and Michael Cole the whole time are like, "Make it official! Make it official!"
This motherfucker really said war games, though.
Did I say war games?
You did.
Oh, my brain was thinking of Liv when she headbutted Liv and was like, "War games!"
No.
But no, she says, "You, me, Saturday night's main event." I don't know why I sound like bad news Barrett right there. I don't know. My accents and my talking's messed up, man. So
That
that's late.
motherfucker said, "What?" So lightweight.
She said November 2025 War Games. I'm calling it now.
Hey. Yo, that's all weight. Yo, there's gonna be some matches in between now.
Hey, Rock and Cena made us wait a year, so
Man, we'll get to that later.
man, Vince was on some kind of drugs, being like, I know what the match should be for next year's WrestleMania. Rock Cena 3. Let's tell everyone about it. Or was
Nobody
it 2?
wanted this
Rock
shit.
Cena 2.
Nobody wanted that shit.
I mean, it sold its tickets, but it was crazy to give us a year of anticipation of a match. But I guess we did the same thing with Cody and Roman too. So
Yeah, but it was built better, I guess. Well, Cody and Roman was built better.
yeah. So now after this, we're gonna go to the back with the Judgment Day. Judgment Day's been kind of floundering since they lost everything, and I kind of saw that coming. Chad's in the back with Dom, and he hands him some paper, and Chad says he's gonna go learn the Lucha Dark Arts from whoever's on this paper. JD says that they need a partner for the tag match next week, and Dom steps up and says, "Hey, I'll do it. I'll tag with him. I don't think Finn will mind." And Livs calls him a mastermind and says that this plan better be better than the plan that you had for her versus Rhea. He says, "I thought you weren't mad." And she says, "Oh, I'm not. And he says, "Well, I'm going to make it up to you." And she says, "Oh, yeah, you are." And then they walk away off screen. I don't know what that meant, but I'm not here to speculate.
Gross. Room stink.
Creation Guy Wrestling is all up in the chats. He says, I don't know who's going to win both Rumbles. I don't have a pick. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have a pick yet either. I'm actually going to wait. So we're going to do a show next week. And I don't know when we're going to do it, but it's obviously going to be before the Rumble, and we're going to go through who we think might win. But it's a hard one this year, man. I mean, you've already got 7 stars who could potentially win and have a good story. So it's definitely a tough one. But yeah, keep a lookout in the videos. In our videos, we'll be having something. And yes, Dom is in the doghouse right now. 100% he is. I say on screen, she's being nice. Off screen, it's a different story.
Jesus Christ.
So then we're going to get a Martin Luther King Day vignette. Gee, I got to tell you something, man. I'm going to tell you on screen in front of everyone who's watching. I was going to, that Cody Raheem Rhodes video?
Yeah.
So instead of the normal opening video that we have, I was going to play that. But
honestly, I would have been okay with it because this shit is hilarious.
But the thing is like, I didn't have the time, man. There was so much different crap that happened. I just couldn't get to it. And it would have been comedy gold, but I just...
That would have been fantastic. Like, for real. We're going to celebrate Cody Rhodes on MLK Day. Perfect.
Yep. But, just know, as a matter of fact...
look out for it next year.
Well, I'm going to... for anyone who hasn't seen it, I'm going to post it in the chat. Because it is worth a watch. Not that I want to encourage anybody to leave our podcast right now, but this is something that must be shared. So just let me put this in here. Boom. Boom. Right there. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Creation Guy got something else. Dom is cheating on his wife with Liv. There's a YouTube video of a picture of Liv with condoms in the jacket pocket. I mean, I don't
They
want
can
to
be fucking
speculate too
anybody.
much on that, but I'm just gonna say this: Liv is a single woman. Those condoms could be for anybody, man. I mean, like, she's a very attractive woman. I mean, I get it. I get why we would think Dom, but I mean, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of. I mean, her and MGF. There were whole rumors about her and MJF back in the day.
Damn, I ain't know about that.
I was gonna say. I mean, like, she's a grown woman. She's definitely doing some adult things, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Dom's gonna cheat. I don't like Dom, kayfabe wise in wrestling, but I don't have any reason to think that Dom would cheat on his wife. But who knows, man? Who knows?
I mean, there's a speculation that everybody cheating on somebody. Like, we got the speculation of Jay cheating on his wife with Jay Parker or actually, this was earlier. No, it was last week. It was last week. Like, I don't know. It's everything is like non-believable, man. Until there's hardcore facts, you see Dom actually coming out of a hotel room, you know, with pants around the legs, and you know, I can't really say.
And I'm just gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna move on after this from this topic, but no one knew that Paige and Xavier Woods were that close. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. All right.
So
getting all rated R.
All I'm saying is anything can happen. We don't know what's going on.
Fair.
It's not for us to speculate.
Hey, look, Edge and Lita, that was something we didn't know. Hell, Matt was there, he didn't even know.
That's true. Yeah, I say Matt. Well, no, Matt was at home and Lita was like, "I would like to keep working." Yeah, I bet you would. All right, so Pete comes out for his match. He grabs the mic and he talks about how he's disrespected and he feels how disrespected he feels because people keep chanting his dead name, Butch. And then he says that he's the best pound-for-pound wrestler in the company, but the disrespect goes all the way to the top. And he starts talking about it being the third Raw on Netflix, and all of a sudden they cut to a commercial in the middle of his promo.
Dang.
I was like...
They were like, yo, they said, wrap that shit up, B.
Well, even I was like, wait a minute. Is this real? Because like they went to a whole promo, or they went to a whole commercial, and then came back and did a whole other thing with Seth, and I'm like, what is going on?
He wanted to air it out. He was giving folks the show at home, you know? Well, I guess if you pay for premium, they was giving the show and shit. And then the people in the audience, so.
Yeah. So.
You know, honestly, because it's awkward for a wrestler just to come out and then just stand there and stretch in the ring like, we got a commercial, and then we got 2 segments before we start wrestling. Yo, give them something to do.
Jesus Christ. So let's see what we're gonna do now. Okay, so speaking of Seth and that little segment, Seth and Sammy are in the back. Basically, what happens is Sammy wishes him good luck in his match tonight against Drew, and Seth says, "Hey, look, man, just so you know, I will throw you over the top rope in the Rumble." And Sammy says, "Yeah, well, not if I throw you over first." Okay. Cool.
Aw, bonding.
I'm hoping Bronson Reed comes back to the Rumble, but I don't think. I mean, his ankle is legit destroyed.
His ankle is fucked, man. Well, it's more than just an ankle break. It's like a tear and some more other shit that's going on. Like MCL issues are involved with that. Like he is fucked for a while.
No.
I think he's got like half a year, maybe a year.
Creation Guy Wrestling says, Pete Dunne says to AEW I go, I don't want to deal with this shit. Man, Pete Dunne would probably do well in AEW, honestly.
With his style, yeah, but still, just don't do it, man. Don't do it.
So then we're going to get Penta versus Pete Dunne. Really, I did bullet points in this one. Didn't do play-by-play. I've been trying to get away from it anyway, so. But with this one, Pete Dunne does a suplex to Penta on the apron. Pete does a lot of joint manipulation, and, you know, just a bunch of, like, running at Penta and hitting him with elbows, hitting him with fists, hitting him with knees. Penta does this corner handstand double drop kick. Penta does a fireman's carry slam. He does his Mexican Destroyer. He does an over-to-the-top rope dive called the Tope con Helio. I butchered that. I apologize. Pete counters the second Mexican Destroyer attempt to hit almost a reverse pile driver. And then Penta hits the sacrifice to the Penta driver to win. Yo, man, Penta's on his way up. Dude's a monster. Love him.
Good shit. Like, him and Pete, they actually put on a good-ass match. Like, with all those, like, diving and, like, running kicks at Penta, he was selling the fuck out of him. Like, if you listen to the ring, you hear the bumps that he was taking. I was like, God damn, that's loud. Like, normally it's just like you hear the regular, like, boom. But with Penta, you hear the boom, boom. I was like, God damn, he is hitting that man hard.
Well,
so
the cool thing is that Penta oversold the joint manipulation in the beginning. You see that? He did the same thing.
He overselling everybody's shit, and I love it.
Yep. And you know what's funny, Creation Guy? What's really, really funny about what you said here, what happened to the killer NXT UK Pete Dunne? When I tell you, I think about that a lot every time he's in the ring. Mm-hmm. I think about that fight I saw with him versus Gunther in NXT UK. Man, when I tell you, that match had me on the edge of my seat. Just watching Gunther completely dominate him, but Pete's still making it look good, still making it look like he's a fighter. Like, man, was he exactly what you said. He was a killer in NXT UK. Just fantastic, man. Just fantastic. Shout out to you for remembering that. But yeah, Penta's gonna pull this one out. And who's the next person for Penta? Do you think? G? Do you think we'll get Ludwig?
It's probably gonna be Ludwig since he already threw his name out there.
Yep.
I feel like it's gonna be him next. So,
yep.
That should be a good match.
Yeah, and we're gonna run Chad and Penta back again because I think that was such a good match that they're gonna, after he does this lucha training, he's gonna come back.
Yeah, he's gonna want round 2.
Yep.
He actually might get the victory over Penta. That might be his first L.
Well, so what's gonna happen is he's gonna win that speed title because Dragon Lee is currently the lucha or the speed champion, and he's a luchador. So, I think that's the way they're gonna go with it. If you're asking me.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna mention a future match later on because I heard he's coming back. And it's gonna be disgusting, him versus Penta. But I'll say that for the end.
Heard. All right, so we're gonna get a Logan Paul vignette. He's coming back next week. Whoop-de freaking do.
Nobody care.
We're gonna get a CM Punk promo with Jackie Redmond. She asks why the Royal Rumble is different for CM Punk, and he says history because he's so good at making history. He says that he can see Cena. He says he can't see Cena throwing him over the top rope. He said that Roman needed his help to sort out things with his family, and there's no friends and there's no help in the Royal Rumble. He said that he took out Drew. He says, don't even ask me about Sammy. And if Hulk Hogan gets in the ring, I'll throw his dusty ass over the top rope, and I'll kill Hulkamania for good.
God damn. That motherfucker knows how to promo. Damn. That was so good.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hulk Hogan shows up in the Rumble, by the way.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Just mentally prepare yourself for that, and I also wouldn't be surprised if Hulk Hogan comes out and CM Punk eliminates him.
Yeah, because you know what's going to happen? Hogan's going to throw over Apollo Crews, and then we'll get CM Punk to throw him over.
That would... Ooh.
When it happens, I want you to come back to this video.
That made me mad. Kathy Kelly is standing in the back with the War Raiders. This is during a commercial. She asked them about how they are preparing for their match next week, or how they're preparing this week for their match next week. And they say they're always prepared to get in there and defend their titles. They say that they're bringing honor and prestige back to the tag titles. And Kathy suggests that they're looking past next week. And Eric says, oh, we're not looking past anything or anybody. And then they talk more about potentially not wrestling again because of their injuries. And they know how hard it is to get titles, and no one's taking the titles from them. So Creation Guy Wrestling says Dom versus Penta. I think that'll be okay. Not the greatest, but it would be all right. And then Creation Guy. What's good?
Oh, I don't know. Dom's in ring work is getting pristine. So I don't know. It might they might throw on a classic. It's my elevator.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
And then Hogan. He says Hogan is 71. Yes, Hogan is 71, but Ric Flair is older than Hogan, and
He's
Ric
still
Flair
wants to
wrestled a match. What was it? 2 years ago?
Shit, it could have been last year, honestly.
Yep. So I can see Hogan doing it because Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan are they're forever going to be linked in a battle. So I could see Hogan being like I could see Ric Flair being like, I had my last match at 70 whatever, and then Hogan will be like, well, I got into the Rumble, brother, and went over the top rope, and it's like it's just this, like one of them's gonna die in the ring. I hate to say it that way, but that's probably what's gonna happen. So I don't know if anybody noticed this. SmackDown streaming on Netflix? Question mark. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Did you catch that? There was a banner that said SmackDown streaming on Netflix.
Interesting.
I don't know if it's going to be old SmackDowns or if they're moving at some point.
At some point, they have to move. I think everything goes to Netflix. Not PLEs, but... Well, shit, maybe.
No, Netflix likes to cancel things, so they should just be... they should be careful. But whatever.
I mean, I think Raw's drawing in too much for them to be canceled. So bringing this SmackDown, it'll still bring in viewers. I think they'll be fine if they do.
Yeah, I think the Netflix deal is literally a gold mine, and I think that SmackDown going to Netflix, whether it's just replays or whether it's going to be live every Friday, I think it's a win. It's a huge win. So that's going to bring us to Damage Control trying to get a little bit of revenge on Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, and Sonya Deville, a little PFC.
PFC, Pure Fusion Collective.
Pure Fusion Collective. Thank you. This is all right. So this is what I'm going to say right out the gate. Because, honestly, I want to hear your thoughts on this match before I start shooting my shit. Because, first thing I want to say, that missile drop kick from Zoe to Dakota, I thought Dakota died. Last week, she took that suplex from the apron to the floor, and now she took a drop kick to where I swear I saw her sternum come out her back.
Honestly, and I was thinking the same thing, but Dakota can sell her ass off, too. She has good body manipulation to where it looks more devastating than it actually is. So it looked like some hard ass hits in there. Like they were. It looked like some real beef, but honestly, EO's really good. Dakota's really good at selling. So it could just be they're just good, you know.
I hope so, man. I hope that poor girl's all right, because that man. Whew, I felt bad for
Mentally,
her.
probably not, but she'll get there.
Well, I will say the one so I talked about that knee or that other hit in the face. It was Shayna having Dakota Kai in some kind of knee submission, and Dakota kicked Shayna straight in her damn face. I'm talking like top of her foot straight in the mush. Just blop. And Shayna said, oh, damn, thank God my face is flat. Like, they was... like, I swear she was going to be bleeding.
Well, you got to understand, Shayna used to take punches to the face anyway, so that little kick, hey, that won't nothing for her. That shit ain't hurt. I mean, it probably hurt a little bit, but it ain't hurt. It ain't hurt like you think it did.
Creation Guy Wrestling says, I'm starting my own wrestling career soon, by the way. What should my name be? Alan J or Wes J? Those are my top two names. I want y'all's opinion on it. Yeah, we can take a second on this. I like Alan J. I think Alan J is pretty dope.
What about Wes Allen?
Wes Allen?
Wes Allen.
Wes
That sounds
Allen-
like a wrestling name.
Yeah, I mean, Wes Allen goes together with nice. I will say that definitely. When I was training, my wrestling name was David Obrasco. The wrestling name that I wanted for myself was James Starcade. I never got to debut either one. The person that was running,
I was mad because that music you had picked out was just. I was like, yo, that's it. That shit would have been fantastic.
yeah,
Fuck that guy.
I was very close to debuting back in the day, and then the guy closed the wrestling school, and I didn't really. Back then, I was young. I really didn't have the know-how or the smarts at the time to figure it out. So now I'm the age that DDP was when he got into wrestling. So there's still a want for me to do it, but man, I don't know.
Don't do it. Look at me. This ain't it. Look, you about to have a family and shit. Relax.
G always out here trying to save my life. You think I'm gonna go off a top rope into some glass or something? I ain't going to AEW, man.
I don't know. You get a promotion looking at you like, you know what? This is my opportunity. It's not.
Jeez.
It's not. God damn.
And
I don't know.
he says Jay is his nickname and it's got ties in his family. Hey man, look, Alan J. I like Alan J. Alan J is nice.
Alan J is nice.
They say it's got a really good ring to it. I mean, that would out of the two, that would be my suggestion. But West J is also fire. I just like Alan J more. That's me. But yeah, man, keep us up to date on how you're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
And
man.
dude, so this is important. This is something I learned. I can't give you a lot of advice because I didn't wrestle in front of a crowd, so I'm not going to pretend like I'm some kind of guru. But I will say this: record your matches from your first match to every other match you have, so you can look at what you do, so you can watch yourself wrestle. I wrestled with a lot of different wrestlers, and I would record what I did with them so I could watch my own self. But yeah, always record what you're doing. Definitely. Yeah, he says he's currently 15 and training. Yeah, man. Hey, starting that age is a good age to start. I'm telling you.
Good age to start. Hell yeah.
So, but yeah, man, keep us up to date.
Can't wait to be talking about you, man. Look, we gonna be talking about you, WrestleMania, baby.
That's right, man. Hey, in 10 years, you never know, man. You could be going for the title, man. You could be fighting Gunther as an old man. You don't know. So just believe in yourself and keep pushing. Hit the gym, even if it sucks. Hit the gym. Don't be one of these wrestlers that's like, oh, I'm going to be flabby and whatever. Hit the gym, man. I'm telling you, it's better.
Gunther in 10 years will probably still be dominant.
Probably. But yeah, man, look, for real, keep us updated on how you're doing.
Yeah.
But we're going to go ahead and move on because we are getting late in the program. But yeah, definitely keep us updated. I'm very interested to know about your progress. So back to Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler versus Damage Control. So Io show-toeing people right off the hot tag. Man, she did like 15 show-toes. It's crazy. She hits a suicide dive to Shayna. Does a big drop kick to Zoe. Follows it up with the bullet train attack in the corner.
God damn.
Corner.
In the eye?
I was reading Sonya when I said it. Sonya Deville gets on the apron and Dakota takes her out. But Shayna takes out Dakota. And Zoe fails to get the win off that distraction. You get a fireman's carry roll to Io from Zoe, which Shayna follows it up with a kick to the face. Shayna has the Karafuda clutch to Io. This was dope. Io counters it by jumping out of the ring through the ropes. Then she gets back in the ring, gets the upper hand, hits the over the moonsault, wins the damn match. I was like, hey, yo.
that shit, again, another sequence of the night that was just insane.
Yep.
I mean, it's expected from Io, though. Let's just be real. I expect that from her.
Yeah, she's fantastic. She's definitely going to get the title again in the future. But I don't think she's going to get it before she goes through Asuka. I think her and Asuka are going to have a program before she gets back to the title.
Honestly, I'm okay with that. I don't. And again, it scares me because it seems like every time they put a belt on somebody, I know I just said this before, and I'll say it again. When they put a belt on somebody, it just seems like they start philandering. Nothing happens. There's no story. So I'm okay with her just wrestling, just to be wrestling. Because goddamn, if she ain't on fire.
Yep, always, man. And that's going to bring us to our main event of the evening. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Also, the only picture that I didn't create tonight. I created all the other pictures for this because it just didn't make sense the way they had it. But either way, I broke this up. I broke this one up a little different in my notes, from early match to what happened to commercial to mid match to late match to after match. And I put bullets in there. So we're going to see how that works. Jump in whenever, man. You can interrupt me, obviously. So Seth versus Drew McIntyre, early match. We get a chop contest between the two. Goes into a shoulder tackle contest. Seth sends Drew to the outside, and Seth hits a drop kick through the ropes. Then he hits a suicide dive. He goes for a second suicide dive, but is caught by Drew and given a belly-to-belly over the announcer's table as we go to commercial. During that commercial, they keep building up how strong this table is, right? Which makes me believe that whenever this table gets broken, like, they're going to make it a big deal. Because they haven't broke the table yet, and they're like, oh, this table's reinforced. It's great. I love this reinforced table, Michael Cole. And Michael Cole was like, yeah, this reinforced table's great. So I don't.
No, the voice has got to stop, though. Yo, put some more bass in Michael's voice, though.
But Seth Rollins, during the commercial, ends up biting Drew to kind of get some momentum, but it doesn't help because Drew just goes back to taking over like one move later. But it was still showing like some grittiness to Seth Rollins, which obviously we knew he had, but it's just nice to see that he was doing it in this match. After the commercial, when we get to mid-match, we get a flying knee to a bicycle knee, so two different knees from Seth to Drew for a near fall. We get a senton bomb from Seth to Drew from the middle ropes. We get a rolling superplex attempt. Rollins does a superplex to an attempted Falcon Arrow, but Drew counters to the Michinoku driver. That shit was crazy. Let's see. When we get to the late match, Drew goes for a Claymore, and Seth ducks and goes for a curb stomp, but receives a spine buster. Rollins then will find his Falcon Arrow on off of a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, so he does that as a counter. We get a curb stomp counter to a Future Shock DDT counter. Or we get a curb stomp counter to Future Shock DDT, counter to pedigree, counter to hard clothesline from Drew to Seth, which was a crazy segment.
It was crazy.
Drew goes for a high-risk move, and Seth wrestles him down for a crossface, which they called the crossface. Seth Rollins receives a Future Shock DDT after losing his mind on Drew for a second. He gets a near fall. We get trash talk during the match. All throughout the match is amazing. Drew swings wildly at Seth, and Seth swings around him and rolls him up for the 1-2-3, and that's how we finish this match with a roll-up.
Yeah, and I talked about that in the chat. I was like, I'm okay with some roll-ups, but when you do like 2 or 3 of them a night, yeah, it gets a little excessive over, you know. No, that match was crazy. I liked it. At one point, I told you, I said, the ref trying to interfere in this match? You saw that, right? Because he legit had Seth like, yo, no, I got you. And Drew's just like, all right, bet. Like, what is happening? Move.
Yeah, that was a weird part of the match. I just think the ref was in the wrong place at the wrong time, but you know, whatever. After the match, Drew's gonna attack Seth and get his Claymore in that he didn't get during the match. He's a bit embarrassed. He drags Rollins over to the ring post, and it looks like he's gonna kick his head in. But right when he's about to do it, Sammy comes down to make the save. And honestly, for a second, I thought that Sammy was gonna take the kick on the ring post and turn full heel and just be like, "This is who I am now. I'm taking my shot."
Nah, that would have been a lot. That's too chaotic for him anyway.
But Drew beats down Sammy and goes back in after Sammy goes to check on Seth. He gets back in the ring, pushes Seth to the corner and talks trash to him and moves out of the way just in time to dodge the haluva kick. And Seth gets the full force of the kick. Drew gets out of the ring smiling and laughing, and Seth starts to get up, staring at Sammy confused and angry as we fade away to the end of the show.
He kicked the shit out of Seth. I ain't gonna lie.
He did. And I'm not going to lie to you. The closing Raw for Saturday night's main event, I'm not going to rate it high. I wouldn't rate it high.
But not enough matches.
Yeah, the matches got me a lot of talking. I'd give it probably a 7.
7? 7.5. Just comes some of the highlights.
Yeah.
Some of the matches, it was, like I said, it wasn't any bad matches tonight. It just wasn't a lot of them in 3 hours. But then again, we had a whole 3-hour Raw the first go around, and it was only 4 matches. So
true, very, very true. Either way, that was Raw.
That was Raw.
That was Raw, and we got it down to 1 hour and 15. I know your goal is 1 hour and 10, so
that's all good. That's enough.
Yeah, so we're keeping it to a good amount here. I do have to open tomorrow, so I would like to stay in chat. However, I cannot. So we're gonna do
one bit of news.
Oh, hit us with the news.
Ilya Dragunov was seen at the Performance Center.
That means
after 4 months.
That means he's coming back.
After 4 months from an ACL tear that takes out normal people like a year to recover. He's back in 4 months.
Ilya's a beast, man. He really is.
And that's who I was talking about having a match with Penta.
Yep. And he will have a match with Penta, and when he has that match with Penta, that is going to tear the roof. That's a PLE match. You can't just do that match on Raw.
They're gonna do it on Raw, but that's gonna be it's PLE worthy match. It's gonna be crazy. All right, let's take us out of here.
All right, we're gonna send everybody home happy. We're gonna do the close. We got new stuff coming down the pike. And if you want good news, and if you want good reviews, you all already know the name stays the same. And that name is It's All a Work. Yeah! Snap into a podcast.
Yo, where's Dresh? No, we out.